On the 14th of December 2021, the UK government released a long and complicated consultation paper on proposed changes to our Human Rights Act. They did not release an easy read version, instead only releasing this on the 24th of February 2022, 12 days before the consultation closed. We asked participants in our easy read workshops and surveys to tell us what they thought about the consultation. They said,
"The lack of accessible information produced so far for various groups of people makes me question how many people's views they actually want to receive.
I am extremely worried about the changes and about getting our voices heard. It's obvious the government doesn't want us to be heard, hence why they have made it so difficult."
As a self-advocacy charity, we preach every day the benefits and usages of the Human Rights Act. We feel that proposals are totally wrong and are aimed at leaving people with a learning disability on our own.
The consultation survey on the government website is full of legal jargon to frighten and bamboozle people, resulting in them not filling in the survey.
The consultation document seems designed to be difficult to understand, intimidatory in its presentation, and essentially limited and directive in its form.
The consultation on the modern Bill of Rights is very difficult to understand. The language is complex and the questions are too.
I feel the government have not made sufficient attempts to make people aware of this consultation, and there are no adaptations.
It's not easily accessible. It is a huge document that even literate, well-educated people will struggle to digest.
The wording is often vague and does not appear to be based on a thorough and considered examination of the advantages and drawbacks of the existing human rights framework.
The length of the document would be daunting for anyone, and I believe that the hope of the government is that it might put people off responding.
I feel like the view of wider public is being ignored, as the consultation looks like being set up only for professionals with a very specific questions formed in a complicated juridical language, whilst in fact it applies to each person who lives in the UK, and the changes would affect everybody equally.
The language used is inaccessible to me.
We need pictures, bigger print and no jargon.
The nitty-gritty, in combination with the length, make for brain weariness.
There is no evidence it has been reviewed for clarity. As the consultation purports to collect views on altering and limiting the legal regime governing our fundamental human rights, this is inexcusable.
The consultation document is mostly patronising and from a particular agenda, masquerading as objective and educative. The restricted form questions that constitute the response section transform into something a constitutional lawyer would struggle with.
It's full of legal jargon that only a human rights lawyer or an academic would fully understand, and I am neither of those.
This is a very small window of opportunity. It is almost as though the government didn't want to receive any responses.
This needs to be advertised openly, with clear repercussions and what it means. It has been slipped through. The response section is too complicated.
Unless I can find a suitable, accessible format that explains the planned changes to me, then I do not feel confident in my ability to give an informed opinion.
If it is not easy to access, we will not be able to have our say because it's too hard.
I am concerned that the government is seeking to introduce a Bill of Rights that would in fact water down our existing fundamental human rights. The consultation document is not promising. It is long, vague, convoluted, and seems to be designed to put citizens off from responding to it.
Under this format, I feel as though I'm being patronised and gaslit by the government.
I believe the consultation is not written in easy to understand language for those who do not have in-depth knowledge about how the Human Rights Act will change.
I feel the consultation would have been more accessible and adaptations in place if the government wanted views.